watching ABC4 News, celebrating 75 years.
The U.S. now working to recover multiple unidentified objects that fighter jets recently shot down over the U.S. and Canadian airspace.
Yes, officials say they posed no security threats, but many more questions remain unanswered tonight. Washington correspondent Jesse Tenor reports.
These officials confirm they're currently not tracking any additional objects while they're still trying to get their hands on the ones on the ground.
There is no indication of aliens or terrestrial activity with these recent takedowns.
The White House ruled out one possibility Monday around the mystery of multiple unidentified objects that fighter jets recently shot down over U.S. and Canadian airspace.
I loved E.T., the movie, but I'm just going to leave it there.
John Kirby with the National Security Council says crews are now working to recover the debris.
The objects in Alaska and Canada are in pretty remote terrain, ice and wilderness. All of that making it difficult to find them.
Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin says U.S. officials determined the objects were not a security threat to people on the ground, but were flying low enough to potentially disrupt civilian air travel.
We don't know if they were actually collecting intelligence.
Kirby says the objects were not manned or transmitting communication signals, and the U.S. is currently not tracking any others.
You want to err on the side of safety here in terms of protecting our national security interests.
Officials say the repeated shoot-downs reflect a heightened alert following the Chinese spy balloon that crossed through U.S. airspace last month.
There is no question in our minds that that system was designed to surveil.
And even though China maintains its innocence, officials now accuse the U.S. of sending its own surveillance balloons over their territory.
We are not flying surveillance balloons over China.
And Secretary of State Antony Blinken postponed his planned trip to the country in response. In Washington, I'm Jesse Tenor.
Some of our own ABC4 viewers stumped on Sunday night.
Yes, we received a few tips reporting a UFO sighting in northern Utah. We now know that what they saw was not aliens or Chinese-owned balloons, but the work of billionaire Elon Musk. It is his Starlink satellite launched in 2019. It's expected to hover over Utah again tonight and tomorrow around 7:20.
Starlink is a constellation of thousands of satellites circling Earth in low orbit. Its mission to deliver broadband internet, but it has also been known to spook those looking up at the sky.
Time now for Utah's most accurate forecast with Alana Brophy. Weather rates certified 11 years in a row.
All right, let's head back over to Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy, who seems busy at this moment.
Yeah, on the lookout for eagles, but Alana, it sounds like maybe the Eagles are in hiding after yesterday's Super Bowl loss.
Oh, no, Glenn, they're at Hotel California. Don't you know, when you can't find them, the Eagles are typically at the Hotel California. I am live at Farmington Bay, where we've seen plenty of wildlife, not the bald eagles, not just yet. But here's the tip. When it comes to viewing bald eagles in Utah, you want to catch them right after the storm. So Wednesday looks like a great day that you would be able to see some bald eagles because we've got a storm on the way. Now, the eagles, they've got 7 times better viewing when it comes to their eyesight than humans. So they would see me first. But I'm standing in front of a cluster of trees that are extremely popular at Farmington Bay because this is typically where we see those eagles when they are coming through. Now, February is the month that we deal with these eagles. They're migrating from the north, and this is when you can typically see those bald eagles. You won't miss them. 6 to 7 feet for wingspan. Can you believe that? 6 to 7 feet. Gorgeous day out here. Now we're getting that increasing cloud cover. Things starting to change. We're going to take a live look at Alta. Oh, beautiful shot. We've got snow in the mountains, 496 inches of snow. That's what Alta has seen to date. Very, very healthy for them, getting close to that average of 538. We're going to add some snow to the high country as the storm system comes through. Taking a look at temperatures throughout the state, we've got teens, we've got 20s, we've got 30s, now dropping into the 30s from the 40s in Salt Lake. Down south, we were in the upper 50s, close to 60 degrees. I want to show you the wind chill because, yes, we have very light winds, but it is making a difference in some spots. Check out Cache Valley, where the real feel of the weather is 9 degrees. Well, that's not too bad because actually colder air on the way following the cold front that's going to sweep on through, and that actually puts Cache Valley under a wind chill warning. As you take a look, this is not the only spot in the state that will see wicked wind chill following this storm system. -30. That's what's expected. So we're going sub-zero again in northern Utah and then down south. Bryce Canyon country also looking at ridiculous wind chills, -20 to -30. And so's Zion National Park. Now they won't be sub-zero, but for Zion to feel like zero, Well, that's pretty cold, and that's why they fall under that wind chill warning as well. Not the only winter headline with this approaching storm system either. A winter weather advisory, which you see in purple for central and southern Utah, going into effect tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. The pink you see is a winter storm warning that's over towards Monticello, because the southeastern corner of the state is going to get a decent amount of moisture from this system. This storm actually really focusing a lot of its energy on central and southern Utah when it comes to snow accumulation. The north won't be totally left out. Some areas won't see snow at all, but we will see the cold air behind the front and the winds, so heads up there. As we take a look at the front approaching, you see those clouds in the corner of the screen. In the Futurecast model here, keep your eye on the clock. It tells you when we're going to see this moisture moving in. Isolated to spotty showers behind the front as we head into the overnight. And we know that that's going to be the case, and we see more snow accumulating by the time we head into tomorrow. Now, that snowfall will definitely stack up in central and southern Utah. And as you notice, the model really shows southeastern Utah getting a decent amount. So the La Salle and Abajo Mountains, they'll get pretty decent snow. How much? That's the big question, right? We always want to know. Well, the totals tell the story. A trace to 2 inches for the north. So not a tremendous amount in northern Utah, but we're not going to be ruled out completely. Bench is doing a little better with 1 to 4. And we know our mountains looking at 4 to 8, with the Cottonwoods doing a little better at 5 to 10. Our winter weather advisory, though, that's for the central and southern mountains, where they're going to pick up 6 to 12, 2 to 5 inches for central and southern valleys. So that means, yes, we are going to see travel impacted. And we're talking about Cedar City, Kanab, Beaver, Scipio, all of those areas in central and southern Utah, those valleys, they're going to pick up decent snow. Our mountain valleys like Bryce Canyon, Park City, they're going to get some snow as well from this. So the system comes through. It will impact us Valentine's Day into Wednesday. Wednesday, we start to see the moisture dwindle and we get quieter conditions up north, but it's really the cold that's left behind. Here's a look at those regional temperatures into tonight. We'll get chilly. The cloud cover kind of stops us from getting very, very cold, but that changes as we roll into Wednesday. And so we know that the cold air is looming and those wind chills are right around the corner. Next 7 days in St. George shows Valentine's Day and President's Day on the 7th day. Here's what's interesting with this storm for St. George. I'm looking and talking to you, Washington County. We get cold enough early Wednesday morning that we could see straight snowfall in St. George. If moisture potential's there, that will be straight snow. Drying out after that, the Wasatch Front has a slight chance of those snow showers for tomorrow. And then we have a mix of sun and clouds with colder, below average temperatures. By the end of the 7th day, the chance of another system coming in on President's Day. So a heads up there. For now, my main view is of the trees, because I really want to see some eagles, but you know what? I can't complain. We've seen plenty of snow geese, a few coyotes, a fox running through. Farmington Bay is the place to be on a dry day, and it's been absolutely awesome out here. Changes on the way, so now you know. Glenn, Emily, over to you.
All right, we want to get to some breaking news in just the last few minutes. Salt Lake City police say they have found the 14-year-old boy wanted for murder.
Police say the boy shot a 17-year-old boy Saturday night in a cul-de-sac just west of Riverside Park. Officers arriving to find that 17-year-old in critical condition with a gunshot wound. He was rushed to the hospital where he did later die. Now, the 14-year-old suspect found today, he will now be booked into the Salt Lake County Juvenile Detention Center, but no other information is available at this time.